down, I want you to tell me the very first thing that you see down there below you, or the very first impressions as you come back down. Are you coming off the cloud yet?
Yeah, so two things. One is I wanted to tell you because this keeps popping in my brain to put on the list, like how to attract better men in my life.
Uh-huh.
Switching back to where I am, I landed in a battle. I'm like I don't know what I am. I'm like this big guy, and he's like, I have a big beard, and I'm in a battle, and I have like this shield that's round, and it's got like in the middle, it kind of looks like a target, but like maybe I think it's leather in the very center, and then it's like metal on the sides, and I can hold it with my hand through the leather part, and then I can shield myself with the metal part. And I'm just in this battle, like fighting and fighting. It's like endless. I'm surrounded by people, and I keep having to like turn and like stab somebody, and it's lit. And when I was on the cloud, I was like, wow, I didn't realize how much fear I have because I'm on the cloud and it's very cool, and I'm like, I'm over the ocean. Holy shit, what if I crash in the ocean? Like, I won't be okay. And then I'm in the valleys, like, where am I? Like, I just like had all this fear, and then I ended up in the battle, and I'm this big, like,
Oh,
I think I'm a Norse guy, but I'm not sure. And
tell me more about the battle as you look around.
it's
What
just
else do
people. It's like endless men in battle, like as far as the eye can see. And I don't even know how I know like which guys are the bad guys. Like I feel like I'm the one, I don't know. Like I have to let me see if I can make sense out of like
So if you look at yourself, tell me about yourself. If you look down, can you see your feet there?
yeah. I have like it's weird because they're kind of like sandals, but they have a covering on them. Maybe it's to shield me from getting sliced in my legs. I don't know because my shoes are not very like, like they're not that tough, They're like the bottom is just simple leather. And then they have like leather on top that's woven, and it's kind of like silvery, but it's not, I guess I'm in a warmer climate. Or I don't know because it's not cold. Maybe it's some. I think it's summer.
And
So,
tell
and
me,
then like a kilt on, like a. I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing like a skirt, like a kilt thing.
hmm
But it's more like I think it's I think it's leather. It has these pieces that are like maybe 4 inches wide all around. And then I have like a tunic. Oh, I think my tunic is like, maybe it's like chainmail. I think it's like chainmail, like it's um woven of iron somehow.
oh, interesting. Tell me more about your feet coverings. How does it feel on your feet? Can you tell?
Yeah, there's like a thong between my toes, and then they're they're covered on top, but the dirt can get in between the covering and the
Mm.
bottom. So it's like a flat sandal on the bottom, and then it's almost like spats or something that cover my legs up to under my knees.
Oh, interesting. And what about your face? Can you see your face or your head there or tell or sense what you look like there?
Yeah, black wavy hair and I have a big black bushy beard and I have kind of a ruddy face, like round cheeks that are kind of weathered and
If you feel into yourself, can you tell if you feel young or old or how you feel?
I think I'm about 40 something.
See? And if you were to like span out and see that area, what does that area sort of look like? Do you get a sense?
Yeah, we're in this big field and then it's surrounded by forest lands.
Hmm.
Especially on the up, there's a little bit of a hill and there's forest lands and then there's a valley on the other side. But mostly it's these grasslands, and that's where we're fighting, is in the grasslands.
Oh, and tell me more about this battle. So do you have anything on your body that looks like it distinguishes you in any way? Or your clothes?
I seem to be the biggest guy there,
Uh-huh.
and I seem to be like, I don't know if I'm in charge. I'm just fighting for my life, fighting and fighting, but the other people are they I don't know why they seem smaller to me.
Tell
And
me about these other people.
they're more like, what are they wearing? Hold on. They're they don't some of them have shields like me, and some of them seem to be wearing my clothes with similar clothes. But it seems like I'm like at least a foot taller than everybody else.
Hmm, interesting. And does it look like you have anyone else on your side there?
Yeah, because there must be a few hundred of us fighting. And so there are. I think the guys that look kind of like me have to be on my team. And the other guys are wearing like, have like leather shirts and leather, oh, pants. They have pants and boots. Boots. They have boots. We didn't have boots. And
So that's how they look different.
yeah, but there's a lot of brown and like silver-ish in the clothing area. That's pretty much the clothing colors, is the brown of the leather and then like the silver that of the metal, but the metal's like brown because it's rusty and old, worn, battle torn.
Wow. So the only thing that distinguishes you guys is the other people are wearing pants.
And they have the leather shirts, and we have more of they're like lacy shirts. They're like crocheted, and mine is metal, and some people have metal, and some people have them that look like, I think it's like leather and with a little metal in it. It's not as much
Oh,
metal.
okay. I see. Is there anything else that looks important or interesting about this battle?
I think the only thing that's important is that I feel like I'm always looking at what I need to slay next, like
Hmm.
that I have fear,
Let's go ahead.
that I have fear of what could go wrong, and I have to be careful.
Right. Okay. Well, let's leave that scene and let's just move back in time in that same lifetime to before the battle. Just going back in time to before that battle and be there now. What's the first thing you notice?
So we're in a tent and we're strategizing how we're going to battle and what we're going to do. And it gets me and like other guys in charge. And I seem to be the head one in charge, but not, um, I'm not, it's like kind of like in my life, like there's a humility to my being in charge. It's not like I'm a tyrant or I'm making all the decisions. I really look to the other guys, but I seem to be the one that has the ideas or decisions, not completely, but somewhat. And we're in these, there's like these chairs. They're like, I don't know, they're like strappy, like they're like made of canvas, but how could they have canvas back in the day? It's like
What did they look like?
they're made up, they're like they look like wood, and then they have like the wood crosses underneath them, and then it seems to be bolted. And then
Seem
they have a strap of this fabric that goes over. They're like almost like beach chairs.
oh. So there's like a strap of fabric that goes over them.
Yeah,
Do they have a color, these chairs?
they're kind of tan and dirty.
And dirty.
Tan and tan. Yeah.
And so you're all sitting in these chairs.
Some of us are, but some are like standing, and there seems to be a table where we've like drawn out what we're looking at. Kind of,
Oh,
there's this rough paper. It's like very like fibrous, like homemade paper, and there's a map drawn on it
oh,
where
what?
see, and the map is like drawn like the ink goes like I guess it's from berries or something, and it kind of bleeds into the paper, so it's not like concise like our pencil or pen marks, and it's kind of shows where everything is and where we're going to go to fight them. But why are we going to fight them?
What'd you say?
I said, but why are we going to fight them? I'm trying to figure out.
And why? Where does it look like you're going to go, or what does it the map look like? What do you notice about the map?
I noticed that we have to go like through the through the gulch to the through the gulch and then up up this or like up out of the gulch, and then we have to march for a kind of a long time, and then we don't know where we're going to find them.
Oh,
So it, yeah, we don't know. We're just going because we want to find their army and attack it.
oh, and do you get a sense as to why?
Let me see. The king, the king, we work for the king and he wants to conquer their land.
Oh, tell me about your king.
I think his
What is
name,
he like?
I think his name is Edward the Third, and he has
Mm-hmm.
a crown with gold crown, it's not like a fancy crown. It's kind of like a hammered out crown, and it has like a red ruby on it that's round and has a blue stone on it. And I think a green one that's kind of like cut in different, it kind of cut unevenly. And he's kind of not um, the strongest king.
Well, tell me about that. Why not?
Because he doesn't seem to know what he's doing.
What'd you
And
say?
he doesn't seem to know what he's doing. And he wants to conquer more land because that's what kings do. And he wants to get this land back because it used to be the land. I think I want to say like Scotland. It used to be Scotland's land and he wants it back. I felt like I was Norse, but I guess you could hire a Norse guy, right? The Norse are the good fighters.
Hmm. Yeah.
So we work we work for him, and he's kind of a little bit frail. He's probably like 35, but kind of sickly. He's not the
Oh. Huh. And so how did you start working for him? Do you get a sense what your role is there? Like how did this happen?
I came from the Norse, and he wanted Norse fighters.
Oh.
We came we came one time, and we pillaged the villages, and and took the riches back. And then know how it happened. Let me see. I don't know how it happened. I
No,
can't.
it's okay. And so what is your role there? Do you get a sense as to what your job specifically is?
Yeah, to conquer that land, to beat that army so the king can get their land. Whoever wins gets the land.
No.
Or if they win, then they get to keep the land.
And how do you feel about this role?
I'm kind of a nicer person, so I don't like the fighting, but it's what I can do because I'm a big fighter guy and it's like the job I can do. And I'm
Hmm.
so it feels good to be good at something. And so it's what I'm doing.
Oh, interesting. Let's find out what your life was like before when you lived up north. Let's leave that scene and move back in time when you lived back in your area and be there now and tell me what you notice.
I noticed that I'm a small boy in I don't even know if you call it a village, just a place where people live, just running around.
What is it like there?
It's like there's many beaten paths. We run on the earth, and there's many beaten paths, and sheep. There's sheep there. And there's like there's a, I think
There's a
like
what?
a blacksmith. There's a man who does that. And then everybody just grows their own food, and you live in these like houses that have like I want to say they have thatched roofs, but how can you have a thatched roof up there? I don't know. If they're like
Okay.
straw, like not straw, but
What does it look like?
they look like they're round, and they have the roof is like I don't know what it is. It's like thatched. It's
Oh,
not,
okay.
yeah,
Okay. And what does it look like inside? If you go inside your house, what does it look like in there?
it's dark and round, but there's windows, but there's no glass, just little windows, and there's like a
Does it look like you live there with anyone else?
I must live with my parents, but I don't see them.
What else do you see inside this house?
Just um, like a little sling bed. Like it's just like that chair, but it just has wood, and then it makes like a sling in between the wood that you could kind of sleep on. And then there's some like kind of looks like a it's not really like a rolled up mattress. It's like this, I think it's sheep's wool. It's like with cloth around it. It's kind of rolled up on the side for sleeping.
Oh,
So I don't know why we're in this lifetime because I don't like it.
well, let's
We,
go to when you have a meal there. Go to a meal there and be there now. What's the first thing you notice?
it's lamb. We're eating more sheep. We eat sheep, and we're cooking it like on a stick over the fire.
Where's the
Just
fire?
outside, outside.
Tell me
But
more.
and they just cook the meat on these sticks. Like it's like a big square steak almost, not perfectly square, and it's just on a stick. And then somebody has a knife, and we kind of cut pieces off and we eat that.
Oh, what does your what does it look like when you eat there? What do the other people look like, or what do you notice about eating there?
Women are like, well, the clothes again are very drab, like, but there's women that have like rust colored dress, just very simple woven linen or flax or whatever it is. Um, very simple with an apron over it. And the women wear these kerchiefs over their heads. Maybe it's like a weird hat thing.
What do they wear over their head again? It's like a crochet, you said?
No, it's like a weird hat thing. It's like one of them has a kerchief, but one of them has like a kind of a bonnet, but it's shorter. Like it doesn't give any protection from the sun. Like a bonnet sticks out and covers you from the sun, but this one does not.
Oh,
It just covers her head. And
interesting.
yeah, I don't know if it's interesting. And
Do you sense if you have a family there?
what?
Do you sense if you have a family there?
I kind of feel like I don't have a family because I can't find them. So I think I'm like a kid that is like when I went in the house, there's no mother. There's people, but I don't think I don't have parents.
So, um, how do you spend your days there?
I play in the woods and because I'm only like
Oh, okay.
6, and I help with the sheep a little, but not too much because I'm little.
Uh-huh.
So I just play and run around.
And do you notice if you play with anyone else?
Isn't it weird? I don't see other kids. Like I feel like I'm playing with other kids, but I don't see these other kids.
Oh, okay.
I do see another boy.
What does he look like?
He looks like me with dark hair. He's a little bit bigger, and we have shorts on and
What are you wearing?
shoes. I wear shoes, brown shoes, and I I wear a shirt. I can't find my shirt. Hold on. I have I have shorts that are like light brown. I don't know why you would put light brown on a boy.
Light brown shorts.
Yeah, light brown. And I have
Oh, interesting. Okay.
it's like a tunic. Like it doesn't really have sleeves exactly. It just kind of like hangs over my shoulders.
Oh,
So, Sarah, can I go to the bathroom?
yeah, go for it. And you can go twice as deep when you come back.
That sounds great. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you'll easily be able to go twice as deep.
I like that. All right. I feel like I'm not doing a good job. I haven't hit Atlantis at all.
Oh, you're doing great. Remember, everything is happening for a reason. So just take in a deep breath and just sink right back into that scene. Just sink right back into that scene as a little boy and be there now. Is there anything else that you notice?
My shirt is light blue and it's woven. It's flax also. Everything's flax woven. That's all our clothes are flax.
Hmm, interesting.
I guess we grow flax.
And are there any smells that you notice there?
It smells like lamb. It smells like sheep poop because,
Okay.
and it smells like the fire. And it
Is there
smells,
anything else that looks important or interesting about that scene?
there's a big man with red hair.
Could you say that a little louder?
There's a big man with red hair, and
Uh-huh.
he's the elder. he's he's in charge of our town. And he knows that I'm going to grow up to be a big fighter
How does he know this?
because I'm big for my age.
Oh,
I have a as I have a hard life. I don't have parents and I have to get by. And so he teaches me to fight
what kind of fighting does he teach you?
with swords and sticks. And he teaches me to make my blade sharp. He teaches me how to um, sharpen the blade on the spear with the special, I want to call it a rock that that makes it that you rub on it to sharpen it.
Oh, a special sharpener.
Yeah.
I see. And so he tells you you're going to be a fighter, and he's sort of in charge of everyone.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Interesting. How do you feel about this?
Well, I'm a boy, so it's exciting to like have someone that you respect tell you what you're going to be when you grow up. So I want to do my best to do what he says and learn what I can.
Mhm.
And and he's a grown up that helps me, and he's honest and good and respected. So it's a big deal.
Hmm, it's great. So let's leave that scene and let's move ahead in time in that same lifetime to where something important is happening. And be there now. What's the very first thing that you notice?
I have a wife, and
Tell me about her.
she's lovely, and she wears a light brown flaxen um, dress down mostly to her feet, which are bare right now. And she wears the little cap over her head. It's like puffy in the back, and it's like a bonnet, but it doesn't shield you from the sun. And I'm happy to have a wife, but I have to leave to go England,
Tell me more.
fight for the king, because that's what I'm supposed to be. That's my job, to be a fighter.
Hmm.
So I have to leave her. And when I come back, hopefully, I'll have many riches. So we have to sail to I don't know what they call it, over to England.
What'd you say?
Over to England. We have to sail over there.
Tell me more.
Let's see. Our ship is not that big. How many people are on it? Let's see.
What is your ship like?
It's brown. It's made of wood. And it's double-ended, meaning it's pointed on the bow and the stern. And it's curled up like a Viking ship on each end. And you can put oars out through the middle to row, but we don't always do that. just when we're getting to land or leaving land. And it has big sails that are also made of flax.
No.
We have a sail that's tan made of flax. And we have a striped one,
Have a what?
striped sail that's red and tan.
Red and tan?
Yeah, striped. Well, it's a jib. It's kind of a jib in the front.
Oh, okay.
And there are about a dozen of us on this boat, maybe more. And we sail away.
What is that like? What do you notice about this?
There's a time when you can't see land. You just have to trust. And we
Hmm.
have navigators that know how to follow the stars. And I don't fully understand that.
Tell
So
me more.
I just trust. I don't know how to follow the stars. I don't know how to navigate the way they do.
How does it look like they navigate? What do you notice?
It's, it doesn't make sense. They have this glass thing that's round and it's like as big as your hand. I don't know what it is. Oh, maybe it's a compass.
It looks like glass.
Yeah, it's glass. That's
Tell,
I don't know. And they look at the stars, and I don't fully understand how they do it, but we get there.
uh, uh, tell me more.
We get there and we work for the king because he's assembling an army. And they give us the shields and swords and the shirts made of chainmail, which I've never seen before. And we become part of their army. And as the years go by, and I'm a good fighter and I'm smart, I get promoted through the ranks. And many of the men die. And of course, I get wounded sometimes, but I live.
Tell me more.
I got wounded in the thigh. I got sliced in the thigh, a big
Got
scar from.
sliced in the thigh. Is that what you said?
Yeah, yeah, in the thigh. And I got those those spats, those things that I wear on my legs got shredded and cut off of me in one battle, and
How did you feel about this?
about the fighting.
About getting hurt in battle and those things got cut off your legs?
I feel that's part of the job, and um, I'm very tough, so it's just what happens to soldiers.
Mhm.
Sometimes, you make a little miscalculation. I feel like I need to do better because got to make sure nobody gets me.
Is there anything else you notice that looks important or interesting about this?
Not really.
What'd you say?
Not really.
Okay, let's leave that scene and move ahead in time in that same lifetime to where something important is happening and be there now. What's the first thing you notice?
Dying.
Tell me more.
But he killed me in battle.
Oh, how did you die?
I got sliced up a bunch, and somehow they were able to stab me right in the chest. I feel like the sword that's in my chest is made of wood.
Oh, tell me more.
Some kind of like somebody carved it out of a tree, and somehow like they got underneath my chainmail and just stabbed me when I was down because I was already on the ground from getting sliced up by so many different soldiers. I just got old and didn't have it in me anymore. And they were able to kill me.
What did you notice after you got stabbed? What happened next?
I hate my body.
What is that like? What do you notice?
I just come out and I'm looking down and I see myself and I see my whole life before me, what I lived through, what I've done, my children, my so much fighting.
Tell me about that. How do you see your whole life before you? What do you mean by that?
It's like my life flashed before my eyes, the whole thing flashed before my eyes as I as I look down on myself.
As you look down on yourself, your whole life flashed before your eyes?
Correct.
Oh, okay. And was there anything about your life when it flashed before your eyes that seemed interesting to you that you noticed as you saw like your children and everything that you did?
I regret that I wasn't able to be with my children more. And I already had been thinking that I needed to stop fighting, but the king wanted me to still fight because I was such a good fighter, even though I knew I was getting old. So I wanted to just do strategy and be behind the scenes, but he wanted me to fight.
Oh. And do you feel like there was a purpose or a lesson you were trying to learn in that lifetime?
I think that I learned to watch out for myself.
What'd you say?
I learned to watch out for myself and to use the skills that I have and do my best and cherish my life.
Oh, anything else you notice?
No,
Okay. So just drift and float away from that lifetime. Just drift and float away from that lifetime. Now let's move, drift and float to another time, another place where there's information we would like to find that will help you in the very best way that we can. Just drifting and floating to another time, another place. There's information to find that will help you in the very best way that it can. And be there now. It's the very first thing that you notice.
I don't have a body.
Tell me more.
I have light, work
Uh-huh.
healthy light, and we just are so different than humans. We just are.
What'd you say?
We just are. We don't need to eat, and we interact with each other through telepathy, and we don't need to breathe. We're just light.
What is that like?
It's pretty good because the fear is gone. The fear that humans have is gone. Like you don't have to worry about dying or eating or surviving.
Wow. How do you spend your time there?
We have some missions.
Tell me about that.
We do some things between we do some things for the other other beings, other planets, other places that need us. We're able to energetically like turn these switches, but they're somehow we're able to like help other planets. So how do we help them? Let me think. We work together and we help the other places. It switches. Somehow there's these switches. Like I can see the switches and they look like the switches on your uh, on the house where you have electricity, or like the switches on like a board of like when you're a DJ, you have these switches, I think. I don't know if they have DJ
Oh,
switches,
okay.
like switches, and we're able to help other places energetically when they need it.
Tell me more about that. How do you do that?
So they, like if a planet has not enough oxygen or too much of something, we can flip a switch and like the universe is like somehow controlled in that we can flip a switch and make it better for them. And we can give them what they need. It's almost like I flip a switch and then like oxygen floods into a planet.
Oh,
And they can do it with creating new places. Like when they're creating a new planet and they want to have different stuff on the planet. They want to have like carbon or oxygen or hydrogen or bacteria or whatever. Not bacteria, I can't do that one. Anyway, we can switch it and give them different elements to create things. And we can give them different elements if their planet is sputtering out, because sometimes the planets are old and sputtering out, and they can't last forever, but you can give them some for a little while to keep them going.
And how do they communicate with you, these planets?
Everything is telepathy. Everything is, we just know, we just get the message and we check the situation out through telepathy again. And then we energetically, because I see the switches, but it's not like we have fingers that we can flip those switches. We just kind of in our minds, like turn it on that they get this thing they need.
Wow. What do the planets look like that you're helping?
Well, there's one that's like mostly rusty color, and they need, it begins with an N. I want to say like Mercury. That's so weird.
Okay.
Something with an N, and we send it to them, and it allows life to begin to grow there.
Wow.
There's one that's like being started to look kind of like Earth, and it started very barren. And as we send the elements there, the chemicals or what's the things, then it starts to form water, like water can create, and um, and so then you can have like ponds and eventually seas, and it's it can have like it starts as like rock ash, and then it can have like dirt and things can grow, but they need all of these elements because it's a recipe to create. Each planet is a different recipe.
Interesting. And do you get a sense how you have this job? Why do you have this job? And do you get a sense as to where you are, like what place this is?
We're kind of not in a place.
Oh,
We're in,
okay.
we don't have a, we don't need to stand on the ground. So we're just kind of in space, kind of. But sometimes we go to places, we just kind of drift, and we can't, somehow we're in like this ball, this sphere where we all are together. And there's, how many of us are there? I think there's thousands, maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000 of us. And we're kind of in this bubble, this sphere, and we do our job and we just can float around because we don't need a planet, and we can go to different galaxies and universes and whatever they call them. We can just go there. And we're kind of um, like custodians. I don't know if that's the word of
Oh,
the universe. Like we kind of go around and see where we can help. And if we need to go somewhere, we'll just go there and do it. And we
mhm.
also can like split off. A few of us can split off and go somewhere and oversee a project. But we do it, we don't go down to the planet. We do it from up above because we can see better what's going on.
Oh,
Not see like with our eyes, but we see overall like this picture. We can see the big picture.
Oh.
as we feel it, because we don't, I mean, we can see the vision of it, I guess. So I guess we kind of have eyes, but not really.
Hmm. Interesting. Is there anything else you notice about this that looks interesting?
I think that we can live as long as we want. Like, I decided to come in and do this after another, like in between, I decided to do this in between lifetimes,
Uh-huh.
and I can stay as long as I want because these bodies don't die. These light beings, we don't die. So we can, and we can come in and out as at will. So somebody can come in and do this job and then leave the light for someone else to do it.
Oh, is there anything else you notice about that?
Um, I think so. Let me look for a minute.
Okay.
We have great compassion for the universe. And
Oh,
that's part of what drives us is our compassion for planets and beings. We want to help. We're kind of like custodian is the word, but it's like a custodian is like someone who cleans up, like
mm-hmm.
rich men are almost, because we kind of are looking for who needs us, what can we help them do, and or what who can we help in this way? And
How do you feel about what you do there?
I feel it's important, and I feel great compassion for those that we help. And I feel like when a new planet is forming, I feel excited like the birth of a baby.
Mhm. Tell me more.
And we work well in teams. We work well with each other. And we there isn't like the human ego. We're not like humans. We're just working together, and we can put our forces together to do a job. Like sometimes we might need a big amount of an element for a planet. And so that takes many of the light beings together to do it. We join our light together to make the power to turn that switch of a big jolt of whatever is needed on that planet. Or sometimes we separate apart and we just are working on our own little project, or three of us are together, or five of us are together, depending on how much power we need to do what we're doing. And then there are also those of us who are scouting and looking for new things to do. And then when we find that new thing to do, then since we have telepathy, the um the telepathy goes out to the other life beings, and those who have knowledge or information on how to do what we need to do, they send the telepathy and we join forces to do what needs to be done.
Wow. Did you ever do any work with Earth at all? Are you aware if you did?
Yes. There was work in the seeding of Earth to bring it to where it is now because it was barren originally. And there are others of course, that seeded the earth, but we helped with bringing elements in so that earth could become the planet, because in the beginning there was no water. It was a rock. It was hard rock.
Wow. Did you know what Earth was to become?
We didn't have the vision of how it would come out. We added things because sometimes these things, most of the time, these things are a bit of an experiment. We don't know how they will come out exactly. We add things to make it better. And sometimes chemicals can react, and we will need another one to negate that and bring it to a better symbiosis to balance things. So no, we did not know how Earth would come about. We
Wow.
decided as we were forming it, but there are other elements, other beings in the universe that also have their roles, like those bringing in bacteria and life. And we don't do that. We just do the elements.
Oh, wow. Is there anything else that looks interesting or important about this?
Let me see. I'm still looking. I'm going to come up with something in a second.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to go to the bathroom and then I'm going to go in deeper. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
You're so good. All right. So I like this
Okay.
life way better.
Okay, let me know you're ready.
Oh, death and dying. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Okay.
just taking a deep breath. And as you exhale, just sink right back into that scene, just doubling this deep relaxation. And it becomes twice, even more clear as you sink even deeper relaxed. And bring yourself right back to that scene as that light being. And tell me more now about it, about what you notice about, the elements and um, more about what you notice about Earth.
So I don't like this part. I've been trying to ignore it. And that is that there are bad forces in the universe, and some of them have tried to screw with us and make us not successful, make us screw up. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't like those guys out there. And
Get a
so
sense of who they are.
just like we are a force that goes around and does good, these other people or beings are bad guys that go around and screw with things. And I guess it's because there's just good and bad in this world. And so one group, they used to be good, but somehow something happened. Somebody screwed with them, I think, or
Well, tell
something.
me about that.
I think that they had like a collision. Something happened wrong with them. Like they got they got bad gases that made them want to sabotage and want to create problems. And we have to make sure that we always have someone watching out to keep us safe so that we can do our jobs. And they, this one group has attacked us, and when we have flipped the switch to send an element to a planet, they intercept it and change it into something else. As it goes to the planet, there's a direct ray that goes down, and they shoot into that ray and change the molecular structure. So when it lands on the planet, it's not what we planned.
No, I see. And do you get a sense as to like who, so this group that had bad gases, do you get a sense as to what sort of happened to them? Like what bad gases?
It was a mistake. They were good, and they fell from grace because everything starts as good, but something happened to them. What happened? Let's see. There was an accident, and uh, when a planet was forming, the nebula, I don't know if that's the right word, but
Uh-huh.
there's all these gases that come off as like the big bang, and they got in the way by mistake, and those gases got into them and made them, mm, it distorted them, and it gave them the love of this distortion, and it gave them the desire to share who they are, just like we have the desire to share our things. They have the desire to share the distortion.
Oh. And do you get a sense if you follow that out, like who is behind all of it?
I do not know. It's so vast. I don't know.
Hmm. And what about the other people that or the other beings that work with you? Did they know? Does anybody know?
Anybody know who's in charge of this universe? Does anyone know who's in charge? Let's see. Okay. It's it's like nobody's in charge. It's like there's just so much going on, and we're all pieces of it, and we all have a piece of the being in charge.
Oh, interesting. Since you're in that place and you're connected to such light, can I speak directly with your higher self now, please? Do I have permission to speak directly with your higher self?
Yes, of course.
I respect the power of the higher self because I know you take care of Wendy's body and you do a very good job of that. And I also know you have the records of everything that has ever happened to her. So I always ask for permission to speak to it because I respect the power of it. Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yes.
I know you could have shown Wendy many different things for her to see today, but why did you first show her that lifetime where she was a fighter and where she didn't really want to keep fighting? She realized she should have spent more time with her family, but she was told she was good at this. Why did you show her this lifetime? What did you want her to see?
I wanted her to see that she does her best and she's inherently good, even though she was a hired killer. And that she's always always looking to slay the dragon
Hmm.
or who's coming at her next. She's got to be vigilant.
She's got to be vigilant. But what do you want her to do? Do you want her to always look to slay the dragon or
I want her to relax and um, to put out good and positive energy that will come back to her as good and positive energy. And so then she can relax in her life and won't have to
how can
sleep.
she best? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
She can best do that by relaxing into herself and and trusting and staying positive and at a high frequency, because what you put out is what you get back.
Okay, okay. Do you have any other advice for her to do this?
Um, Maybe, but I don't know right now.
Okay. Right. Is there anything else you wanted her to see when you showed her that lifetime as the fighter?
No,
Okay. Why did you show her that lifetime or the experience of being that light being? Why did you show her this?
because it's beyond her realm of um, comprehension. And I wanted to bring in something that was completely different and showed her a different element of the universe and possibilities.
What do you want her to gain from the fact that you showed her this?
The fact that we go through so many different lifetimes and places and experiences, and we are not in charge. There are so many forces that are part of our world.
And why did you show her that? That there's so many different forces that are a part of our world, and what did you want her to understand about that?
That so much of it is beyond her, and she won't um she has endless possibilities in the infinity of her many lives. And in this finite lifetime, she only has so much control, which could be none.
I see. So if she has only so much control, what do you want her to do then?
Relax and love life.
What would happen if she did that?
She would love life more and more and relax more and more.
Oh, okay. It's good to know. Um, why did she grow up with the mother that she grew up with?
She knows it was a contract to be with her father. If she wanted to be with her father, she had to have this mother. And she had karma with this mother to work out.
What sort of karma?
She was mean to this mother in another lifetime.
Oh, is there anything that you want to tell her about that?
Um,
Well, what about all the programming that she took on in this current lifetime from her mother? How can she best release this or work to undo it all?
well, she has done many things and they have been good. She can relax and not hold her mother responsible for her her actions because her mother was just trying to survive.
Is that enough for her to do to release this? Is that enough?
Maybe not.
What do you
I
want her? Go ahead.
I don't have a recipe for releasing it
Hmm.
beyond relaxing and letting go of blame.
Okay. All right. Well, you said that a lot of she came to work out. Well, she wanted to have a lifetime with her father, and she had to deal with her mother because of that. And also, she had karma with her mother. Is there anything else that she needs to understand about having the type of relationship that she had with her mother? Is there any other lesson that she was learning or any other purpose?
She learned independence and she learned it led her onto her spiritual journey. And she learned many things because the spiritual journey was her salve to that relationship. And so that was a big positive.
Well, why did she have her horses taken away like that or sold like that? What was the purpose of that? Why did that happen?
It was the recurrence of a karmic pattern throughout her lifetimes that had happened many times. It's a um, recurring theme, and in this lifetime, she has been able to make peace with it largely in order to um, live with it. But the peace also helps her so the pattern can stop.
Oh, um, can the pattern stop now?
Yeah, it can stop.
What was she supposed to learn anything from this pattern?
She learned not to trust. And it kind of went along with the fighter in her, because you have to just keep looking at what's going to attack you from the other side when you relax. So it's hard for her to relax. I'm not sure I answered the question.
Well, so you want her to relax, correct? You want her to let it go. That's correct.
Hard for her to let it go because she's a warrior and because things have attacked her. So, but yes, relaxing is a great offensive move, because you reap what you sow, what you give out, you get back. So if she can relax and love, she will get that back.
Okay, well, why was that pattern repeating?
It was it was an energy that got started, and it just kept snowballing in her various lifetimes.
And you can stop that pattern now, is that correct?
Yes, she has the tools to stop it now.
Okay, can you do that for her, with her, and do that now?
Yes, it has stopped.
Okay, thank you. What is her purpose in this lifetime?
To heal herself, to live her best life, to achieve what she can achieve in any situation.
How is she doing on her path?
These questions sound familiar. Um,
What do you say?
these questions sound familiar. Is how is she doing on her path? She is doing outstanding, doing so well.
She's what?
She's doing so well. Congratulations.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is there anything she could do that would help her on her path?
Mm. Boy, that relaxing theme just keeps coming in, because I think she's had her hackles up and had her, she's been prepared for the next blow. So relax, just enjoy life, enjoy her life, trust.
Okay. Well, like, what happens if um, like something seemingly bad happens? Can you explain how to relax during that?
Yes, because when you are in a relaxed state, you can make better decisions. When you are stressed out and feel attacked and are ready to attack back, you are on I want to say autopilot. You're just lashing back, and you're
Okay.
not clearly. So if you relax into the moment and know and trust yourself and plug into the universe and your higher self, you can do so much better.
No, okay, that's great advice. Thank you. Um, is there anything else she could do that would help her on her path?
She's okay.
Why does she feel like people do not like her? What is going on?
Well, it's the mommy thing. It's the programming of the mommy thing. And it's also come in previous lifetimes, so it's reinforced. And that's the story.
Well, since it's from a different lifetime and from her mother, can you release this for her now since she understands where it comes from?
Yes, let's release it now.
Let me know when you're done.
Okay. What am I releasing? I forgot. It's leaving, but I forgot.
Oh, good. Um, you're just releasing not a feeling like people don't like her.
Oh, okay, great.
Let me know when you're done releasing that for her.
Okay, I'm still releasing.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting what it is.
That's
It's
okay. You don't have to be aware of it. It's
okay,
fine.
right? It's released. Oh, people don't like me. That one.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's released and it's continuing to release, and we can move on.
Oh, great. Um, she said she felt like she wanted to have more children, which what was happening with that? Why did she feel like she wanted to have more children?
There was an important soul to come in for her that did not come in. And there was that soul would have made her life easier in the future. And she would have had a wonderful bond with him.
Hmm. Was there a purpose for her not having this soul come in?
It had to do with the marriage and the punishing lifetime that she had. It didn't work out
Oh, okay. Where is that soul now?
in the ethers and in another family.
Oh, okay. What is the very root cause of the fibroids that she had?
Guilt over the abortions.
Oh, okay. Was there purpose for them?
They were the babies she didn't get to have.
Oh, okay. Is there anything she needs to understand about this?
She's okay. It's not it's not her job to beat herself up, and those souls are fine.
Okay. So can she release any guilt that she's been storing about this? Can she release it now, understanding that those souls are fine and it's not her job to beat herself up? Or is there anything else we need to tell her about this?
We can release them now.
What'd you say?
We can release now.
Oh, great. Thank you for that. Why does she feel she has a layer of fat that was over the fibroids? What was that all about?
It is um, a physical attack on her because She values her beauty and it is unattractive. So it was a way for her body to attack her as a penance for the abortions.
Oh, I see. Why does her body do that? Can you tell me what happened to make her body want to do that?
The mind and the body worked together. The mind was angry and the body helped it attack her.
Oh, now that she's aware of that, can you release this excess weight there?
We can release it now.
She said sometimes she gets sick after traveling. What is that all about?
The the particles in the earth are they they affect her when she flies and they deplete her and she needs to build up again. She also is sensitive to the electromagnetic field in cars for long periods, for long drives. So that affects her. And she feels guilt for the joy of travel, which is something that she had joy of when she was riding. She had the joy in the travel and the new places. And she feels not guilt, but she feels that she needs to be knocked down to not experience the high of that as much. And it all equates to the way her mother was and not wanting to see her happy.
But now that she's been aware of this, does she need this anymore?
We can clear this now.
Okay, can you clear that now for her?
Yes.
Let me know when you're done.
Okay. Okay, it was the articles. Oh, the driving. I gotta get the driving one. Hold on.
Okay.
Good call. EMFs. Okay. Those those are clearing and they will continue to clear.
Well, what can she do when she travels from now on?
Huh. She needs to get one of those EMF shirts.
Oh, okay. Will that make a difference?
Yeah, it really will.
Why is she sensitive to EMFs?
It has to do with another lifetime on another planet, which was full of EMFs. It was part of the lifetime that they were all interacting in that way.
Does she need to be sensitive in her current lifetime?
Oh, it would be nice if she could release it. Let's release it.
Yeah, thank you. Let me know when you're done.
I will.
Is there anything she needs to watch out for? Just curious if there's something she's not aware of that she needs to watch out for.
Well, the EMFs in our society.
What'd you say?
The EMFs in our society. But I'm
Okay.
hoping that, so it should be a little better for her now.
Oh, good. Okay. Is there anything else she needs to watch out for?
Yeah, she does need to remain vigilant because there are bad people out there.
How can she remain vigilant?
Paying attention, keeping her energy in a positive place, staying smart, taking care of herself.
Why does she feel that her family members, when they passed, took over her body? How did that happen? What was happening?
Well, her father loved her and wanted to be part of her. Her brother loved her and wanted to be part of her. And her mother, well, you know. So it's it's kind of a compliment that the men wanted to be part of her, and it's kind of a an openness that she has that she allowed this. But those were people who were very close to her, and I guess in the future she needs to check and make sure that it's not happening again with any future deaths. But we can put a protection layer around her now.
Thank you. Will that make a difference?
Big difference.
Oh, good. Okay, great. What lessons does she need to learn and how can she go about learning them?
Needs to learn that people are okay and that she can love and be loved.
Well, how does she learn this? Because it's hard on the one hand to see people that are not okay. How does she learn that people are okay? What do you want her to do?
See beyond the people's um, what they're showing to her. But the problem is what they're showing her is often their mental illness, so it's better to keep them at bay. So how do I say it? See, let's see. So let's be discerning with people and find their good parts.
Okay. What will happen if she does this?
Life will be better because she will enjoy people more.
Oh, okay. Well, what happened with that man that borrowed money, that she lent money to? I mean, what does she need to understand about that man in particular?
He is not a good guy. He doesn't really know what he's doing either. He is on autopilot and he has come from another lifetime to fuck with her to retaliate for something in a prior lifetime.
Does she need this karma anymore? Is there anything she can do about this?
She does not need this karma anymore.
Wait, what? Sorry.
She does not need this karma anymore.
Okay, can you release the karma for her?
Yes.
How can she get her money back?
She needs a better lawyer or expert in the field.
What
And
would you say? I'm sorry.
she needs a better lawyer or expert in the field. And she has a few contacts. If she looks into it, there was a guy from the New Jersey Real Estate Board that she talked to. He may be able to give her a referral again.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so she should look into that person.
Yes.
Any other advice for what she's going through with this man?
She should call up the New Jersey um, people that have the money because they may be able to explain to her how to get it.
Oh, okay. It's helpful for that. Um, she also is curious, how can she meet better men?
She needs to have a new filter on her eyes because she, like so many, looks for a partner that has the qualities of her parents.
Right.
She needs to be open to completely new and different people.
Can you change the filter on her eyes then?
I can change it now. And we also will change the attracting magnet that she puts out into the world.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you scan her body? Just look deep into her body and tell me how her body looks.
She is aging. She
Is
is
there, go ahead.
she is into another um, shift in the physical realm where her body is starting to disintegrate, age.
And why? Is there any way to like change this or anything that she can do about that?
It doesn't have to, it's part of the collective of humanity at this time. At this time, humans live to about 90, and since she is 60, she is two-thirds of the way done. She does not have to buy into the collective, and we can bring her some youthing.
How do you go about doing that? How can she not buy into the collective? Like what steps does she need to do to not buy into the collective?
Better to treat herself as she is 40.
Okay. And what do you mean exactly when you say that?
When she goes to exercise, she will tell herself at this point, well, I don't have to work so hard because I am 60. She needs to treat herself as she is 40 and work
Okay.
hard.
Hey, it's good to know. All right. And what will this do?
It will change her mindset and it will change the chemicals, endorphins, etc., that go into her body because she'll be releasing them as a 40-year-old, not a 60-year-old.
Okay. All right. If she does this now, will she notice any differences?
She will, but she has to do that. She has to shift the mindset and exercise more.
Okay. And do you have any other advice on how to shift the mindset aside from going to work out as a 40-year-old?
We can we can shift her brain to believe it's 40.
Thank you. Can you do that now?
Yes.
What about the bags under her eyes? Can you get rid of those?
We can tighten that and give her more youth in her eyes.
Okay, great. What are you doing to do that?
We shift the molecular structure of her eyes all the way through from her eyeballs and the the liquid formed in her eyes to the space under her eyes, which is puffy and inflamed. We shift the structure.
Okay, great. Okay. Um, what about her legs? She feels like they're not toned anymore.
Yes, this is part of the 40-year-old plan. We can shift her legs and her whole body to believe it's 40.
Oh, great. Okay, great. She was curious about getting a facelift. If she got a facelift, would she look good? Would you suggest this or not?
Bad idea, bad idea. She
What a
is
bad idea. Okay.
Yeah, bad idea. She is too um doctors often make mistakes around her and they treat her like other patients and she is different. So also the facelift creates problems in the body, cutting through meridians, and it would um not be a positive outcome. And
Okay.
it doesn't last long enough. It's a constant monitoring.
Let's see. Is there anything else you can do for her face? Because she said that she has this, like these white spots underneath. What is the very root cause of this?
She had acne as a teenager and throughout much of her adult life, and this acne is now underneath. It is a it is an eruption that is being held under the skin now, and it represents inner turmoil in her life. We This is one reason why the answer to many things today has been for her to relax. She needs to let go of the inner turmoil and um, attack on herself.
Oh, okay. Can she do that now? Can you release this for her and also heal and release these little spots since she got this message?
Yes, we can do it now.
What are you doing to do that?
Shift the energy, clean out her face, and relax her into love and positivity.
Thank you. Let me know when you're done doing this.
Okay. We can move on. It will continue to.
Okay, great. Is how does her left breast look? Can you scan that area and look deep within her left breast and tell me how it looks?
I think it's fine, but she should get it checked.
Oh, she should get it checked out.
Yeah.
Um, can you send healing to the whole breast then, and both breasts? Just flood it with healing?
Yes.
As you were scanning that area and sending it healing, do you see anything or notice it? Anything?
There's a heaviness in a certain part that I don't know what it is.
Can you scan that heaviness? What is the very root cause of the heaviness there?
It's her non-deserving of life, non-deserving of breasts, non-deserving of beauty and femininity. That was instilled by her mother.
Oh, okay. And is there a purpose for her experiencing that? Did she learn anything from that experience?
She learned to cherish those things, and through bringing that up now at this moment, it brings her a new awareness to her feelings.
Okay, great. So can you release the heaviness then? Can you release that in her breast?
Yes,
Thank you. How does the rest of her body look?
it looks a little aging.
Can you fix this for her?
Yes.
Is there any other practice that she could do that would greatly benefit her?
Not at this time.
Okay. How can she best um, invest her money? What should she invest in?
She can find a new trust deed broker.
Okay. Anything else about that you want to tell her?
Um, she is right in her distrust of the stock market. And that, that's always been a thing for me. This is my lower self talking. Um, is that I feel like I have a like the stock market's not my friend. I don't get it right. Other people do better, although a lot of them don't. I can tell you because they did their tax returns. So, but it's not always a big winning thing for me. And I feel like there's a misalignment. So now my higher self steps in and we need to align better with the stock market. So let's just
Oh,
align because
awesome.
it's always
Great.
been.
Thank you for that. Let me know when you're done doing that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to tell her about anything else that I didn't ask?
You did a good job. What else do I want to tell her? I want to tell her she's doing a good job and she's a good person. And,
Well, go ahead.
and as her higher self, I am proud of her and how
Oh,
connected to this person in this time.
how could she best connect with you?
She's pretty good at it.
Good. Do you have any final messages for her?
Oh, let's see. Food allergies. She's allergic to everything.
Why?
Oh, I think it's the Virgo in the second house. Um, Everything is a little bit of an irritant to her.
Why does she need this anymore?
Let's clear it.
Thank you. Do you have any other messages for her?
Um, let's see. I don't think I do.
Hey, thank you very much. Now I'd like to ask the higher self